The legendary The Hit Factory Studios, home to some of the biggest hits in music history, just dropped their first ever plugin, HitVerb Reverb. This plugin captures the authentic sound of the 12 iconic recording rooms, captured in a sleek and powerful plugin. And by releasing this plugin, the Hit Factory follows a similar path, like for instance Abbey Road Studios and Sound City. From the way they have set up their website, I bet good money this is just the first in a series of plugins. HitVerb is an easy plugin to control and work with, and at first sight there's not much going on. But this plugin has some tricks up its sleeve in how you control the sound. Besides the normal controls you expect, you get an interesting carpet control that rolls off high a bit and dampens the reverb, and there's a whole source and microphone section which we'll cover later in this video. Now, here's the part that sets HitVerb apart. You get 12 different rooms to choose from. Each room has its own character, and this plugin doesn't only let you hear it, but you can also see it. You get a high quality photo of the spaces, a detailed description, and a list of the legendary artists who have recorded in Hit Factory spanning the last 50 years or so. And let me tell you, the name dropping is quite insane, in a good way. You also find this same overview in the manual. Now, how do these rooms sound? Here are the 12 on drums. The kick and snare are feeding the reverb. I have turned down the early reflections because on drums there's a very audible short echo. The rest is default settings, the mics are set to U67. By the way, that short delay I mentioned can be easily overcome when you toggle minimize reflection time in the menu. What is also very helpful is that the settings you set stay the same when you change the rooms. The room sounds are captured with 3 different mic models. The difference between these 3 mic models is subtle, even according to Hit Factory, but you can absolutely hear it. The Neumann U67 has the most hi-fi sound with clearer transients and high-end. The Coles 4038 lack these transients and is most dark of the lot. The Sennheiser MKH800 sits somewhere in the middle. If you like the breakdown so far, please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that little like button. This video is sponsored by DistroKid. When you need to get your music onto popular streaming platforms like Deezer and Apple Music, look no further than DistroKid. The cheapest subscription with unlimited uploads already starts on a $2 a month, and you'll keep 100% of the royalties of your streams. Use the link in the description of this video to get 7% off of your first year on DistroKid. Let's go over the rooms again, this time with the early reflections turned on and the reverb is set to fully wet. All other settings are default. The difference in character of all the rooms is much more evident now, but you can also hear there's quite a big difference in level between these 12. Now, when you dive into the menu, you can enable Normalize Source Distance. This is meant to counter level differences when you change mic distance within one room, but it also works to an extent between all different spaces. I would leave this one on all the time. These controls here let you change the position and height of the source. That's the dry audio you use this plugin on. And the height and width of the microphones that record the reverb. You can also grab this little stick in the virtual room to change the source controls. Now, with the way this is presented, the left-right positioning works opposite of what you hear. These virtual spaces look they could rotate when you change the room, but I haven't found a way to do it and the manual doesn't mention it either. There are some more things I want to point out. First of all, this plugin is iLok cloud protected and I know some of you will hate it even though I never encountered problems with that. And there's one other thing that actually annoyed me. When I registered my serial number, I was welcomed by this questionnaire form to fill in, which is mandatory and I couldn't skip it. I don't like this. Voluntarily, yes. Unskippable, no. And you have to put in a request to HitVerb plugins to scrap the data they collect on this. This is not the way you want to treat your customers in my opinion, and I hope this can be changed as soon as possible. Now, overall, I like how this plugin sounds and how you can tweak the parameters, and it never gets complicated to use. Every room sounds good and most of all, they are usable. I suggest you go check it out to see if it fits in your audio toolshed.